Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really ancient text, the Diamond Sutra, that has this surprisingly modern and practical answer for a problem we all deal with. Just, a cluttered mind.
So let's just start with a question that gets right to the point. Do you ever feel like your own head is just a crowded room? Like it's filled with worries and old ideas and judgments that keep you from seeing things clearly? Well, if you do, you're definitely not alone. And that is exactly what the Diamond Sutra is all about.
Okay, so to really get this, let's use a simple but really powerful analogy that comes from the text. This idea that we all build a house inside our minds.
Think about it. In the real world, this makes total sense, right? We build a house. We put up walls to make a kitchen, a bedroom, a place to live. We organize our space so we can feel comfortable and safe. It's the foundation of our lives. And then, of course, what's the next step? We fill those rooms up. We bring in furniture, photos, all the things we think we need. And these things, they don't just fill the space. In a way, they start to define who we think we are. All right, now here's the twist. Here's where it gets really interesting. Our mind, it does the exact same thing. It doesn't just passively see the world. It's actively building a structure, a mental house that shapes every single thing we experience.
But instead of wood and drywall, we build a fence of ideas, opinions, and beliefs. And then we fill that mental house with what the text calls bundles of afflictions. It's just a great phrase for all the mental clutter, the worries, the attachments, the judgments that we collect throughout our lives.
So, how does this mental house, which is supposed to be our home, turn into a kind of prison? Well, it's not the house itself that's the problem. It's the walls we build inside it. And the sutra is so direct about this. It says, when we get attached to our fixed ideas, our prejudices, our stereotypes, our rigid beliefs, they basically become like dirty windows. We can't see reality for what it is anymore. We can only see our ideas about reality. And this lays out the difference perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got a mind with walls, and every single thing you experience is filtered through this lens of what you already believe. But on the other side, you have an open mind, one that can see things directly, clearly, without all that distortion.
Okay, so if the problem is a cluttered mental house full of walls, what in the world is the solution? Well, the Diamond Sutra offers a pretty radical answer.
And here's the key. The goal isn't just to, redecorate or do a little spring cleaning. The teaching is to go way deeper than that. It's about returning to the mind's original state of pure awareness, the state that exists before we build all these walls of judgment and division.
The core concept here is a word that can be kind of tricky: emptiness. Now, it's super important to know this doesn't mean nothingness or that the world is a void. Not at all. It means our fixed ideas about the world, they're empty. They don't have any real, permanent substance. Emptiness is freedom from our attachment to our concepts.
All right, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds a little abstract. So how do we actually do this? Well, the cool thing is, the sutra doesn't just give us philosophy. It gives us a really practical, step-by-step approach.
It's basically a 3-step process. So, step 1, just stop clinging so tightly to your ideas about how things are. Step 2, see things clearly. Recognize that everything, and I mean everything, is always changing. It's impermanent. And step 3, this is the big one. Let go of that constant need to label everything as good or bad, right or wrong. Just let things be what they are. There's this beautiful line from another text, the Avatamsaka Sutra, that just gives us the perfect image for this. The goal is a mind that's like the open sky. It's vast, it's clear, and thoughts, well, they're just like clouds that can pass right through without ever sticking. So why does any of this matter? What's the real-world payoff for having this empty or open mind? Well, the benefits are incredibly practical. When you overcome those attachments, you start to get past all those endless arguments, both with other people and the ones inside your own head, and this lets you see reality with this amazing new clarity. It kind of returns you to a more natural, more peaceful way of being.
And this really gets to the heart of the challenge, doesn't it? Our default setting, our human tendency, is to accumulate more things, more opinions, more ideas. But the path to real wisdom, the path to clarity that the sutra points to, it's in the complete opposite direction. It's about emptying. It's about letting go.
So this ancient text leaves us with a really immediate personal question. Take a look inside your own mental house. What piece of clutter, what old idea, what prejudice are you holding on to? And what do you think might happen if you decided to clear some of it out, even just for today, and see what that open space feels like?